6,800 personas han perdido la vida.
The extension and intensification of the Israeli offensive in downtown Gaza. This offensive has already caused the forced displacement of 300,000 people. It leads to a worsening of the humanitarian and health situation, already marked by famine and the lack of access to essential goods and emergency care. France also reiterates its opposition to any plan of occupation of the Gaza Strip and forced displacement of its population. It calls on Israel to put an end to this destructive campaign, which is no longer of the military junta, and to resume as quickly as possible negotiations with a view to a ceasefire and the release of all the hostages.
Because there were several references to a report that was released earlier this week
carried by the will of the great majority of UN member states to create a new and unprecedented political and collective dynamic that opens the way to a new path of peace and security for all in the region.
A genuine effort for the Council to speak with one voice. Unfortunately,
we need a ceasefire more than ever. And yet Israel's reckless expansion of its military operation takes us further away from a deal which could bring the hostages home and end the suffering in Gaza. We are witnessing an entirely man-made famine in Gaza, and images of starving Palestinians killed while desperately seeking scraps of food for their families. And this week, Israel struck Gaza City Children's Hospital. Newborn babies in incubators and children on dialysis should not be under bombardment. We urge Israel's government to end the bloodshed, which has already cost the lives of 65,000 Palestinians, and to immediately lift its restrictions on the entry of aid and allow the UN and humanitarian agencies to save lives.
but that is not the end, and it will not be the end, as many of you said.
China is deeply disappointed by the result of today's vote. The conflict in Gaza has been dragging on for nearly 2 years, causing an unprecedented humanitarian catastrophe. Time and again, the Security Council has attempted to take action only to be forcefully blocked by the United States. We cannot help but ask, how many more innocent lives must be lost before a ceasefire can be achieved in Gaza?
We recognize and thank all those who have been taking bold decisions. Babies dying of starvation, snipers shooting children in the head, civilians killed en masse, families displaced again and again from ruins to ruins and from death to death. UN personnel and doctors and humanitarians and journalists targeted. Devastation and destruction rained down, pulverizing an entire society. And Israeli officials openly mocking all of this and praising the real state value of Gaza. This draft resolution represents the bare minimum that humanity, legality, and morality dictate. It is deeply regrettable and painful that it has been blocked, preventing the Security Council from playing its rightful role in the face of these atrocities and to protect civilians in the face of genocide.
A refusal to face facts is not neutrality, it is a choice. We would like to thank the United States for showing leadership and moral conviction by vetoing this biased resolution.
The meeting is urgent.